Welcome to the first videotape in the Hungar series. This videotape covers warm-up exercises, basic stances and drills, and ends by teaching a basic form, arrow hand. Good warm-up habits greatly reduce the risk of injury. Stretch to your utmost, avoiding jerky movements. Loosening the waist. Begin with your feet together and flat on the ground. Place both hands high over your kidneys so that they support your lower back. While keeping your upper body as one unit, rotate at the waist. Make a large circle with the upper body while keeping the lower body as stable as possible. Keep the hips in the same position. Repeat 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Loosening the hip. Begin with your feet shoulder distance apart and flat on the ground. Place both hands over your hips so that they rest on the bone. Rotate your hips, making a large circle without moving your head or feet. For the best stretch, the center of your body should be circling at the maximum your body will allow, while the top of your head and the bottoms of your feet remain stationary. Repeat 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise. Loosening the knees. Begin with your feet together, flat on the ground, and both hands firmly over your kneecaps for support. Circle your knees, pushing them down as close to the floor as possible without lifting the heels off the ground. Repeat 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise. Forward and backward body bend. Begin with your feet shoulder distance apart and flat on the ground. Interlace your fingers over the head with your palms faced towards the sky. Bend forward until your palms reach the ground. Then backward, arching your back as far as it will allow. Keep your vision focused on your hands and feet firmly placed on the ground. Repeat 3 times. Right and left body bend. With the hands still interlocked overhead, bend to the right side until your palms reach the ground. Your palms should be parallel to your feet. Bring your hands over your head again, stretching towards the sky. Then switch to the left side. Repeat 3 times. Single leg stance, circling the knee. Begin in a single leg stance with one of your thighs horizontal and your hand placed firmly on your kneecap. Place your other hand on your hip. Rotate your foreleg while keeping your toe pointed down. Lock your standing leg firmly and tighten your lower back so you do not wobble. Keep your body straight and erect and point your toe forcefully. Rotate 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise. Then repeat with the other leg. 7-star stance, leg stretch. Begin in a 7-star stance, arms crossed in front of you. Bending at the waist, brush your crossed arms down your leg to the foot, then scoop upward and back to the initial position. Keep your toe pulled back and try to bring your forearms in contact with it. Do not hurry this exercise. Scoop slow and deep down the leg. Repeat 10 times on each side. Trunk circle. Many of these exercises are designed to loosen up the back, and the trunk circle is no exception. Begin with your feet shoulder distance apart. Stretch your hands in front of you, also shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers. Circle your upper body, extending out through the fingertips. Do not neglect the back bend. Imagine a horizontal line 3 feet above your head, drawn on all 4 walls. As you circle, keep your eyes on this line completely about the room. This will ensure that you bend far enough back. Repeat 10 times in both directions. The stances are the foundation of your Hungar, so diligent practice is crucial. Horse stance. Begin standing straight, fists at the sides, elbows in tight. First pivot on the balls of the feet, swinging the heels outward 45 degrees. The knees turn in and nearly touch. Second, pivot on the heels, swinging the toes outward 45 degrees and sink lower. Third, again pivot on the balls of the feet, swinging the heels outward 45 degrees. Again, the knees are turned inward. Fourth, pivot on the heels so that feet come in line and point straight forward. Sink further in your stance, thrusting the knees out to the side so they are directly over the feet. This is the horse stance. Feet are twice shoulder width apart, parallel to each other, flat on the ground and facing forward. Hips are open wide as if riding a horse. Distribute your weight evenly from back to side to side. Support your weight evenly on the bottoms of your feet. Imagine sinking your weight deep into the ground. As seen from the side, note how an erect posture is maintained while settling into horse stance. Again, chamber the fists high, heels out, toes out, heels out. Toes straighten forward, sink smoothly throughout this pivoting process, keeping the back straight except for a slight inward curve at the base of the spine. Common mistake is to lean forward as shown here, or to lean backwards as shown here. Check your posture in front of a mirror and make certain your back is straight with a slight curve at the base of the spine. Bow and arrow stance, or just bow stance. From horse, step slightly back with one foot and pivot the feet in that direction. Bend the front leg while locking the back leg straight. To shift to opposite bow, shift the back foot aside and pivot on the heels. In bow stance, the feet remain parallel, turn 45 degrees in. Bend the front leg so the knee is directly over the foot. Keep the back heel solidly on the ground. In bow stance, more of your weight is on the front foot than the back foot. In this view, the stepping aside and pivoting reveals another important aspect of bow and arrow. The stance is slightly open, such that the front toe is in line with the back heel. This differs from the Shaolin bow stance, in which toe is in line with toe. Do not rise when shifting stances. Press both feet solidly into the ground so that the back heel digs in. Turn the front knee slightly in to protect the groin. Maintain the same erect posture seen in horse stance. Cat stance. From horse, twist the body aside and point the front toe down. Settle most of your weight on the back foot, which remains fixed. Turn 90 degrees out. To shift to opposite cat, step out in the bow and pivot, sinking your weight onto what is now your back foot. Note how the front toe rests lightly on the floor, aligned with the back heel. The back foot is turned 90 degrees out. Lean your body slightly forward, maintaining an inward curve at the base of the spine. The front foot is poised to kick or backstep, attack or retreat. In this view, one can see more readily the alignment of the feet, toe in line with heel. To shift to opposite cat, step out into bow and pivot. Avoid angling the front leg in too far, as shown here, or too far out, as shown here. And do not close your stance off by overstepping or understepping. Remember, toe in line with heel and front knee turned just slightly in to protect the groin. Twist stance. Starting from horse, turn the right foot out 90 degrees and step the left foot behind, toe in line with toe. The back heel is up. To return to horse stance, relax the front foot and step the back foot to its original position. For a left twist stance, turn the left foot out 90 degrees and step the right foot behind. Again, be certain the toes are in line. Lock your stance by squeezing your thighs tightly together. When done properly, you should feel solid. Return to horse in the same manner as before. Here is a side view of the same. While cat stance places most of the weight on the back foot, in twist stance the weight is forward. Keep the back leg nearly straight, back heel up. In this incorrect posture, the back leg is overbent. Here the body weight is too far back. Keep your chest above the front knee. When shifting stances, maintain a constant height. Do not bob up and down. Practice shifting from twist to horse to opposite twist until you can do so quickly, maintaining balance at all times. For all of these kicks, keep the support leg straight and the heel on the ground. Low front snap toe kick. Begin with your hands on your hips. Open your front foot and chamber your kicking leg. Snap the kick out at waist level, striking with the tip of the shoe. From bow stance, angle the front foot out. Draw the back leg up and forward, and snap kick. Keep the top of the foot aligned with the leg, striking with the tip of the shoe. From bow stance, lift the knee high before snap kicking. After each kick, return to bow, angling the front foot in once more. Keep the back heel down and maintain balance and posture throughout. High front swing toe kick. Begin with your hands high in front, palms open. Open your front foot and swing the kick out, slapping the top of your foot with your palm at shoulder height. Keep your toe pointed. From bow stance, rotate the front foot out. Draw the back leg forward with minimal bending and slap down on top of the foot. The other hand does not move, remaining above and in front of the head. The kicking leg must bend some early in the kick, but should be locked straight as it rises in front. After the kick, return to bow and bring the hands together above and in front of the head. On the kicks, keep the supporting leg straight and the heel solidly on the ground. This swinging version of the toe kick is seldom used in application, but conditions flexibility, leg strength, and balance. Front heel kick. Begin with your hands on your hips, open your front foot and chamber your kicking leg. Snap the kick out at waist level, striking with the heel. The mechanics of this kick are the same as a snap toe kick, except that the top of the foot is pulled sharply back toward the leg so that contact is made with the heel. From bow stance, angle the front foot out, draw the back leg up and forward, and snap kick. Again, it is important to lift the knee high before snap kicking. After kicking, return smoothly to bow, maintaining balance and posture. Keep the heel of the supporting leg on the ground at all times. Side heel kick with downward fist block. Begin with your fists high in front. Open your front foot, then swing heel kick while... The student in yellow demonstrates a single block. Turn the same side fist over and block down inside the thigh. This back fist block descends along the body center line, protecting the groin. The other student uses a double block. Turn the opposite side fist over and block down across body center line. At the bottom of this block, kick and block as before. Note that in the double block version, the first block precedes the start of the kick, while the second block accompanies the kick. outside crescent kick. Extend the arms, palms out. Swing your kicking leg low across body center line and up and across, slapping the foot and knee with your hands. Keep your toes pulled back as in a heel kick. Keep your hands opposite the kicking leg. For the right kick shown here, first swing the hands to the left. Then circle them over to the right as the leg swings under to the left. Meeting in front, the right hand slaps the foot, the left hand slaps the knee. The kick should be at its highest point when contact is made. The key to this kick is keeping the hands opposite the kicking leg through much of the swing. Both palms face the leg when contact is made. While not as strong as a toe kick or heel kick, the outside crescent often surprises an opponent. It is normally used in combination with follow-up kicks and strikes. Inside crescent kick. Begin the same as an outside crescent kick, but this time swing your kicking leg high and in, slapping your instep with your opposite hand. Keep the toe pulled back. Angle the front foot out. Lift the kicking foot high early in its swing so that it strikes inward from the side. After the kick, return to bow, hands returning to the side. Before starting the kick, cock the opposite hand back. Then swing that hand and the kicking foot together, making contact directly in front. The kick should be at its highest point when contact is made. Always bring the hands sharply out to the sides after the kick, as if striking to the sides. Arm circling. Begin in a bow and arrow stance. Place the arm of the forward leg tightly behind you. With both palms open, circle the arm of your rear leg backward as if swimming the backstroke. Swing your arm as quickly as you can without rocking your shoulders. A tingling in the fingertips is normal. Switching side to side will be described in the following slow motion. Wrap the arm of the forward leg behind your back and lock it tightly in place by bending the hand and fingers against your side. This stabilizes your posture and inhibits bouncing or wobbling. Keep the swinging arm fully extended and the shoulder relaxed. The purpose of this exercise is to increase flexibility in the shoulder joint and improve circulation to the hand. To switch sides, begin pivoting to opposite bow as the arm swings up and over. At the bottom of the swing, wrap the arm behind your back. In mid-pivot, swing the arm that was behind you up and over to slap your knee. Let it rebound into a backward swing. Block and chop. The arm opposite your front leg is forward, the other arm behind. Both palms remain open. Pivot and 1-2 block chop behind. Finish in the mirror image of your initial action. Visualize an attack to the back of your head. Look quickly behind while bringing both hands in close to the chest, palms facing out. Pivot while doing so. Chop block out with the lead hand and let it follow through behind. chop to the neck with the trailing hand. Note the 1-2 chopping motion of the hands and how both arms move in the same high-angled plane. But remember, the first chop is actually a block, such that your forearm intercepts a punch to your face. The second chop is a chop to the opponent's neck. Deliver this chop at an angle, in and down. At the end of the chop, both arms are in line, one forward, one behind. Block and punch. Extend the fist opposite your front leg and chamber the other. Pivot and high angle block and punch. Finish in mirror image. The high angle blocks are done straight arm with back fist in a clubbing manner. Again, visualize an attack to the back of the head. Look quickly behind while swinging the extended arm at a high angle to intercept the punch. Pivot with this block. Keep the arm straight until the block is made, then let it fold into a chamber at the side. As it folds, punch with the other fist. Work at improving reaction time. Do not lower the fist before blocking, as this will slow you down. Always visualize the attack and check that your blocking arm intercepts it. In punching, your fist shoots out from the waist as if out of a gun barrel. Double arm block and fingertip strike. Begin in cat stance, stabbing with the hand of the forward leg. The other hand guards beneath the elbow with palm facing downward. Visualize 2 punches directed at the back of your head. Look behind while retreating and pivot to cat with a double block and stab. End in mirror image. Both blocks circle in the same direction. Up, over, and down, up, over, and down, always in the direction of your pivot. Look quickly behind while taking a long step and retreat. Pivot to cat and double block. Both blocks circle up, over, and down in the direction of the pivot. The guard hand blocks first, the stab arm second. The first block is backhand, the second is palm. The first block ends with the hand chambered at the side, ready to stab. The palm on the second block pushes down past this hand, so the stab will pass over it. Stab upwards to face level, fingers pressed together with tension in the palm out to the fingertips. During the stab, the other hand protects near the elbow, palm facing down. Always visualize 2 punches directed at the back of the head and make certain your 2 blocks intercept these punches. Hook and willow palm strike. Begin in twist stance, striking with the hand opposite the forward leg. The other hand is hooked behind. Hook block and willow palm strike while stepping side to side into twist. For the hook hand, press the tips of the thumb and first 2 fingers together, letting the other 2 fingers fold out of the way. Hook block with the forward hand, keeping the arm straight, while stepping aside into opposite twist. Meanwhile, bring the other hand in past the waist to deliver a strike with the blade of the hand. Keep the trailing hook hand high, tension in the wrist, fingers pointing upward. Time this move so that you simultaneously strike forward, hook behind, and step in a twist. On the hook block, keep the hooking arm straight as it swings behind. On the willow palm strike, the hand shoots in close to the waist and forward, following a straight line course. In twist, keep the chest forward and lock the thighs together. Crane stance with double palm strike. Begin in crane stance with arms extended to the sides in palm strikes. Push out with the heel of the palm, pulling the fingertips back. Step down firm and clap your hands in front of your chest. Quickly raise your other leg and strike out to the sides, ending in mirror image. Do not wobble. Raise the knee above waist height, point the toe down and over the other knee. Lock the arms straight out to the sides, heel of the palms pushing out. Do not let the arms sag. Switching sides is shown several times here for demonstration purposes. In practice, hold each stance for 5 minutes before switching sides. To switch sides, step down and slap the palms together, then lift the other knee, bringing the hand sharply out to the sides. This exercise strengthens the arms and improves balance. If you wobble, check that your supporting leg is straight and that your back is straight. To help lock the stance, lean slightly forward at the waist. Triple punch and snap toe kick. Begin in horse stance with one fist out, the other chambered. Throw 3 alternating punches, chambering fully between each. Snap toe kick on the third punch, using the foot opposite the punching hand. Step forcefully down into horse without chambering the third punch. Punch left, right, and left, and on the final left, kick with the right foot. Return forcefully to horse without chambering your last punch. With your left fist now out, you will kick with your left foot. For the kicks, shift your weight to the supporting leg, lift the kicking knee high with foot chambered back, then snap the foot forward, striking with the toe of the shoe. Do not kick off to the side. Kick directly below the punch, targeting chest and stomach. All 3 punches strike the same target at shoulder height. Tiger push-ups. Begin in a jackknife position with hands wider than the shoulders. Scoop down close to the floor, then forward in sagging posture, and shift back to starting position. Skim close to the floor without touching. The arms bend when scooping down, but straighten into the forward position and remain straight, shifting back. The legs are always straight. Begin in a high jackknife position. Descend so your nose approaches your hands and comes close to the floor. Straighten your back through this dip. Then continue forward with your head, straightening the arms and letting your back sag. Keeping the arms and legs straight, shift backwards into the jackknife position. Repeat. Do not let any part of you, other than hands and feet, touch the floor. In the jackknife position, be sure your arms are in line with your torso, so you perfectly define your arms are in line with your torso, so you perfectly define an upside-down V. A more descriptive Chinese name for this exercise is rhinoceros plows the field. For these blocking exercises, the attacker must throw a convincing strike, yet have enough control to pull that strike if the defender misses the block. Be alert and in tune with your partner when practicing these techniques. Maintain eye contact. 3-punch combination. The attacker punches high, low, high, targeting face, stomach, face. The attack can be initiated with a right punch, as shown here, or with a left punch, as shown here. Whichever is used, maintain that pattern throughout the exercise. For this demonstration, a right punch lead will be used. The defender blocks high, low, high, using only the left arm. Attacker and defender then switch rows. Block with the palm turned facing you, so that you make contact with the bony edges of the arm. Work on this technique until it becomes second nature. Keep your fists tight at all times. Aim directly at the target. Maintain a safe distance so that if your partner fails to block, your punch will fall short. Each punch begins from the chamber position and returns fully to the chamber position before punching again. When blocking, keep your elbows stationary and simply rotate your forearm for the high, low, high blocks. If you practice this exercise with the attacker punching left, right, left, the defender will block with the right arm. One low punch, double high punch. For attack, punch to the stomach, double hook punch to the temples. For defense, slap block down on wrist and elbow, double block up and finish with a chop to the neck. Switch rows after each exchange. The chop can be done with either hand, but always stop short of the neck. Whichever hand chops, use the other hand for the following punch. Punch to the stomach, double hook punch to the temples. In blocking, slap down on the wrist and elbow. Be sure contact is directly on wrist and elbow for maximum control. Block up with the bony outer edge of the arms. Then chop quickly to the neck, but do not make contact. All blocks are done with open hands. Practice this exercise close enough so the chops can reach the neck, but do not strike the neck, and be prepared to pull the hook punches should a block come late. Five-punch combination. For attack, punch low, high, high, low, low, beginning and ending with the right fist. For defense, block low, high, high, low, and low. The first block uses both hands. For the other blocks, the unused hand guards inside the elbow. The low punches are straight. The high punches hook slightly. Chamber fully at the sides between punches. Blocks are done with hands open and facing outward. This technique can also be practiced starting with the left punch. Maintain a safe distance so punches will fall short should a block miss. The high punches hook slightly inward, targeting the temples, and the fists tilt accordingly. Do not exaggerate these hooks. All other punches are straight. Chamber the fists fully to the sides between punches. For the first block, slap down on wrist and elbow to control the arm. The other four blocks are done with hands open, palm spacing outward, such that contact is made with the bony outer blade of the arm. The non-blocking palm protects inside the elbow. Side punch from bow stance. Partners begin in mirrored bow stances. For attack, stand in right bow with left fist out. For defense, right scoop block while pivoting to left bow. Partners switch rows after each exchange. This technique can also be practiced starting with a right fist in a left bow and arrow stance. From the initial attack position, you must now defend. Block by opening the chambered fist and scooping across while pivoting. The blocking hand stays low throughout the block. Fling your partner's punching arm up and out of the way while pivoting. Chamber that fist and punch with the other. Keep your punches low enough for the blocking technique to work. Scoop across. Fling. And punch. Note the blocking posture. Lower arm straight with hand turned in, upper arm bent with hand turned in. If the lower arm fails to block, the upper hand is poised to deflect the fist away from the body. Maintain a constant height, shifting side to side. Do not bob up and down. Pivot on the heels into solid bow stances. Always fling your partner's arm forcefully out of the way before punching. For a stronger block, do not merely move your arm. Lock your arm with your body and use the pivoting of your body to drive the block. In this way, the block comes from the rotation of the hips and has greater force and stability. Sweeps without blocks. Partners begin in horse stance side by side. The defender retreats by pivoting into another horse stance away from the attacker. The attacker steps forward and sweeps, hooking the defender's ankle. The attacker sweeps 3 times in this manner, alternating right, left, right, then the rows are reversed. Begin each advance or retreat with a twisting stomp of the lead foot. This improves traction and gives an explosive start to the movement. Retreat from horse to horse with forward steps. The attacker sweeps into a modified 7-star stance, keeping the chest turned toward the defender. Do not expose your back. After 3 sweeps, the attacker becomes the defender. He must backstep into the first horse because his front foot is blocked against forward motion by the partner's ankle. After that, he steps forward into horse. When attacking, step quickly out with the lead foot to close the distance. Then sweep with the back foot in a chopping manner. In the sweep, keep the heel down, toes angled up, and aim to hook the partner's ankle. Make sufficient contact to jar the defender's stance. Sweeps with blocks. Here the defender back fists while retreating. The attacker blocks up with the forearm during the sweep. When sweeping left, block left. When sweeping right, block right. The defender retreats to horse and strikes with a back fist. The attacker must block up while sweeping. The blocks are done with open hand, the thumb side of the hand facing down. When sweeping, keep your weight on the back foot and tilt forward at the waist. Always feel for the effectiveness of the sweeps. Could you take your partner down if you wanted to? Do not do so, as sweeps can be dangerous when applied fully, causing your partner to fall backwards and off balance. These exercises stress basics unique to Hung Gar. Practice them in repetitions on both sides. The signature hand position in Hung Gar is Kyu Sao, translated as bridge hand. Starting with the hand open and fingers straight, bend all fingers except the index finger at the lower joint. Keep the lower part of the fingers close together and in line with the index finger. Stretch the thumb down at a right angle to the index finger, crooking the end of the thumb forward. Bend the wrist back so the hand forms a right angle with the arm. When done properly, you will feel tension in the wrist, forearm, and all parts of the hand. Be patient if you cannot immediately hold this posture. Through regular practice, your hands and fingers will develop the necessary flexibility and strength. Bik Kyu is an exercise done while maintaining Kyu Sao. With tension in the hand and arm, draw the hand into the chest. The elbow stays close to the side going back. Keep the index finger pointed straight up throughout. Be sure to draw the hand in fully to the chest, stretching the back and shoulder. Then push the hand outward, maintaining tension. Do not hurry this exercise. Perform it slowly and evenly. Pull in and push out several times, increasing tension with each repetition. By the third repetition, unless your forearms are well conditioned, you should feel a burn starting in the wrist and forearm. If not, your tension is inadequate, your speed too fast, or your hand position improper. Fun Kyu, spreading the bridge. Start in horse stance with fists chambered. Sweep both hands in and up, opening the palms and spreading the fingers. The arms are slightly bent, the hands are at shoulder height and slightly wider than the shoulders. In application, Fun Kyu is a clearing block using the outer edge of the hand and forearm. Seen once more? Imagine a punch coming in towards the chest. Sweep the hands in and up along body center line and out, deflecting the punch to the side with one of the forearms. Fun Kyu, spreading the bridge, is often a prelude to Bik Kyu. While Fun Kyu is a technique with ready application, Bik Kyu is exclusively a training exercise for strengthening the wrists and forearms. Here, after Fun Kyu, Sifu Lam positions both hands in Kyu Sao. Then begins the Bik Kyu training exercise with both arms. The hands in and out with slow, even tension, increasing tension with each repetition. Keep the tension balanced in both hands and arms so you exercise both sides evenly. With regular practice, this exercise will give you strong, muscular forearms and a powerful grip, trademarks of the Hung Gar practitioner. While practicing this exercise, keep your torso erect and maintain a good, solid horse stance. Low blocks. Step to right twist and right back fist. Unwind to horse with double forearm block. Step into horse with right hooking down punch. Repeat. Twist and back fist, horse and double block, step to horse and down punch. More detail will be given in the following slow motion sequence. The hand movements will be described first. Start in horse with fist chambered high. Draw the right forearm up across the body, fist above opposite shoulder. Swing down in forearm block, fist to waist level, with the left forearm guarding across chest. Draw the right forearm in to the chest, crossing the left. Swing both forearms out and down, blocking to the sides. Open the left hand. Swing the right fist up and over in a hooking punch. Cushion the right forearm with the left palm. Repeat. Note the footwork. Right step across into twist, locking knee behind knee. Unwind and right side step into horse, facing the opposite direction. A turning stomp of the left foot, followed by right step into horse, again facing front. Repeat. Time the steps with the blocks. Keep the guarding forearm up, elbow elevated. Block down with force, using the back of the forearms. On the right hook punch, keep the arm straight until the fist begins its descent. Then bend the arm naturally. Tiger claws. Begin in horse with fist chambered high. Right cat and right forearm cross block, lunge and tiger claw. Pull, tiger claw, pull, tiger claw, pull, and tiger claw. Repeat by shifting back to cat with cross block. Lunge and tiger claw, pull and tiger claw 3 times. More detail will be given in the following slow motion sequence. The hand movements will be described first. Start in horse with fist chambered high. Draw the right fist up to the side, opening it into knife edge. Chopping forearm block across the face, elbow bent at right angle. Draw the open hands in close to the waist, then lunge and double tiger claw. Pull far back into fists, the right turning so the palm is up. Double tiger claw. The right is head high and extended, the left chest high and under the right elbow. Pull back such that the hands remain a constant distance apart and the right forearm contacts the waist. The hands open and come close together when extending in tiger claw. In tiger claw, keep the left elbow up so the forearm is level. The right arm is slightly bent. Repeat by shifting back to cat, and again chop blocking across the face, the left fist chambering. Be certain the block crosses the face sufficiently to intercept the punch. Lunge and tiger claw. Note the pronounced bow and arrow stance and how the body leans into the attack. Keep the body and stance locked during the pulls and tiger claws. Do not bob or wobble. The tiger claw must be done with proper shape and tension. Form a half circle with the thumb and forefinger, and adjust the other fingers to match the forefinger. Do not bend the wrist back as shown here, or the gripping power will be lost, and do not overbend the fingers and thumb, as this misdirects the power. Here again is proper form. Wrist straight, thumb and forefinger shaping a half circle, the other fingers similarly curved and comfortably spread. As shown here, tension is in the fingertips, digging inward. Keeping the tension in the fingertips is essential to tiger claw. In this bad example, the tension is lower down in the fingers, squeezing rather than clawing. The tips of the fingers have lost all tension. Here again is the correct form. Remember, you are clawing, not squeezing. The tiger claw is an important weapon in the Hung Gar arsenal. Practice it often and practice it correctly. Double blocks. Begin in horse stance, fists chambered high. Double block up. Double crane's beak block down. Double palm strike. The block up breaks a chokehold. The block down covers the flanks. More detail will be given in the slow motion that follows. Begin in horse stance, fists chambered high. Open the hands and swing them close together up your center line. Strike with the heel of the palms to either side of the neck. Flip the hands forward into crane's beak and hook block down to the sides, hands at sash level and elbows bent far back. Double palm strike with the hands at shoulder height and shoulder width. Dip the hands in and up body center line to repeat. Keep the elbows close to the body on the crane's beak block. Swing the crane's beaks well back to the sides. Draw the hands up to chest height before the palm strikes. In the palm strikes, focus power in the heel of the palms, keeping the fingers relaxed. Block and toe kick. Back step aside into left bow. Rise to crane, snap toe kick, and drop forcefully to bow. Small step into horse and punch. Chamber the fist and repeat.
1, 2.
From the ending position after the punch, chamber the fist and back step to left bow. Rise into crane, cocking the right knee high and toe kick. Stomp down. Small right step into horse and right punch. Back step into a solid bow and arrow without rising. Keep the supporting leg straight in the kick. Raise the right knee high before snap kicking. Drop into solid bow. Time the punch and shift to horse for maximum power. Keep the left fist chambered tight. Grab and high kick. Shift to bow and chop, grab, pull, and high heel kick, pivoting back to horse. Repeat.
1, 2.
Small step into bow while chopping to the neck. Swing the hand in and around into Tiger Claw. Stomp the right foot and high heel kick while pulling into chamber at the waist. Let the momentum of the kick carry your pivot around to horse. Cock the hand above the shoulder before chopping. Circle the hand close to the face before Tiger Claw. Reach far out at head height in Tiger Claw. Maintain balance in the kick and pivot and drop forcefully back to horse. Small step to bow and side palm strike. Grab and crane stance. Pull, kick, and palm strike. Back step to cat. Repeat.
Repeat. Go.
From the ending position after stepping back to cat, step into right bow, and left side palm strike at shoulder level. Circle grab, lift the left knee high, and cock the right palm next to the ear. Kick and palm strike while pulling back to chamber. Back step to cat. Keep the back heel down on the initial palm strike. Stomp the right foot before lifting the left. Draw the toes upward so the foot is poised for a sharp heel kick. Palm strike down towards the heel. Maintain a constant height when shifting stances. Grabbing exercise. Stand in modified crane, left heel and right hand poised. Draw the right hand back to the ear and the left hand up behind, then extend and claw. Repeat. Increase the clawing strength with each repetition. Both legs are bent in this modified crane. Draw the right hand in, rotating it so that the fingers point at the face. Then extend and rotate it out into claw. The left hand also rises and extends in claw, but with less range. Maintain a solid stance while doing this. Withdraw the hands back to the rear and up to the sash. Then extend them so the arms are nearly straight. The right claw is at shoulder level. A strong horse stance is fundamental to Hung Gar, and this basic set, called Arrow Hand, uses it almost exclusively. When practicing Arrow Hand, focus upon your balance and posture, and execute each strike with enough strength and power to inflict injury on a visualized target. Chamber the fists high at the sides. Open the left into Tiger Claw while bringing it up and across the chest. Elbow is up, claw near shoulder. Big step right, then left into Cat. And bring Tiger Claw and fist forward in salute. Make tight fists and draw into shoulders with elbows elevated. Draw the elbows forward and double back fist down and into chamber while back stepping left, then right to feet together. Heel out, toe out, heel out, straighten, and sink into horse stance. Open hands and cross block down. Make fists. Draw the forearms up, elbows high, and double back fist in the chamber. Keep the left elbow up and out. The body twists to the right. Take a big step forward. Turn the right fist over as it comes out so the palm faces down. Hands and elbows are shoulder height in salute. When back fisting in the chamber, keep the elbows in close to the sides. When heel-toe heeling into horse, sink slowly, with a final sink after straightening the feet. In the cross block, keep the fingers tight together, thumb tucked. Sifu Lam uses a cross block to stop a kick. The forearms, not the hands, absorb the kick. Keep the arms straight and locked together. Right crossing forearm block while shifting to bow. High hooking backhand block into horse. High side palm strike into bow. Palm up, twist and grab. Tug down to half chamber. And punch. High forearm block and chamber into horse with left punch. Chamber and right punch. Left punch, both fists out. The right hand is open on the forearm block, and the left palm guards near the right shoulder. On the hooking backhand, the left fist into chamber. Direct the palm strike high to the corner. The final 3 punches are shoulder height, with fists vertical. This vertical orientation of the fist is often called sun fist. Attack to low and high, Sifu Lam responds with a sequence from the lesson. Low and high cross blocks, followed by a palm strike to the throat. While the left hand helps trap the first punch, the 2 blocks and strike are all done with the right hand and arm. Draw the elbows high, fists in, double back fist in the chamber. Now repeat lesson 2 in mirror image. Note how the eyes follow the action. Always look where you are punching or blocking. Keep your feet planted, heels down, and shift smoothly between stances. Do not bob up and down. Maintain a constant height. Keep the fists tight at all times. In willow palm, press the fingers tightly together and tuck the thumb. Visualize an opponent when executing the blocks and punches, and always execute with power and speed. When Sifu Lam's punch is blocked, he tugs down to half chamber and punches. The tug is downward, dropping the opponent's arm. The punch must follow instantly to be effective. Draw the elbows high, fists in, double back fist in the chamber. Cross block, draw in the right hand, and stab over. Draw in the left hand and stab over. Again the right, and again the left. Draw the elbows high, fists in, double back fist in the chamber. Circle the palms out, up, and down, slapping right on left at shoulder height. Chop to the sides, arms straight out, Swing the hands in, fingers pointing at each other. Palm strike down, fingers still pointing at each other. The forearms scrape on the stabs. For the stabs, keep tension in the palm, extending into the fingertips. When slapping the palms together, the elbows are to the sides at shoulder height. Do not move the elbows when chopping to the sides or when drawing the palms back in. On the palm strike down, strike only to waist height, keeping the arms bent. Sifu Lam slaps down a punch and chops over it. The slap orients his hand perfectly for the follow-up chop. Again, speed is essential for a 1-2 block and strike with the same hand. Double stab down with palms opposed. Rotate the palms toward each other and lift the forearms. Lift the right hand up and over and tug aside. Repeat with the left hand. Left claw, grab back to shoulder and right palm strike. Scoop block, circling into claw grab back to shoulder and left palm strike. Bend the elbows to lift the forearms, keeping the upper arms stationary. Shift to bow stance on the claw grab and palm strike. Fingers of the claw hand point forward, the palm facing outward, and the elbow is above shoulder height. On all palm strikes, the fingers are relaxed and comfortably apart, with power focused into the heel of the palm. Sifu Lam blocks right-left and claw grabs while striking with the palm to the ribs. By pulling back high with the claw hand, Sifu Lam fully exposes the student's side for the palm strike. Chamber the hands far back on the right, left on top, high left block and right palm strike, chamber and left palm strike, chamber and right palm strike. Left palm strike, both palms out. Make tight fists, draw the elbows high, fists in, double back fist into chamber. Step left foot to center, right foot to center. And stand straight. The palms face each other, left over right, when chambered far back. Hook with the back of the hand on the high block. These palm strikes are level with the shoulder, with fingers pointing up. Keep the fingers relaxed, focusing power in the heel of the palm. When both palms are out, they are shoulder width apart. Sifu Lam will now perform arrow hand at a slowed down speed. Note how the lessons flow seamlessly together, and how some movements are done more quickly than others. Study this version of the set to make certain you are not adding movements or leaving movements out at lesson divisions. Practice arrow hand until the movements become second nature. Continue practicing it, focusing on its many aspects. Work on stances and shifting between them. Train your eyes to follow your actions. Visualize your opponent. Work on power and speed. Though a basic set, arrow hand deserves your full attention. Never assume that your basics are solid. Your technique can always be improved. Arrow hand is not just a starting point in your Hungar studies, but a place to visit often to refine your technique. Here, Sifu Lam performs a set at normal speed. Note the fluidity of the stance shifts and the snap with which the blocks and strikes are executed. Too much power will make your motions sluggish. Too much speed will make them blurry and undefined. You must strike a balance between power and speed to become effective.
In southern China, the 5 dominant styles of Hung Gar were Hung, Lao, Choi, Lei, and Mok. Today, Hung Gar is certainly the most famous and the most commonly practiced. The Law Gar system from Canton consists of 3 sets: 1 fist set, 1 palm set, and 1 staff set. Kun is another English attempt to sound like the character for fist. It was adopted into the Hung Gar curriculum to broaden the versatility of the Hung student and to preserve the intrinsic value of the Lao system. The Hung Gar influence upon this set is visible in some of the techniques like the unicorn step, the tiger claws, and one sequence that is identical to a section from Gongji Folk Fu. The set is taught in 10 lessons, each beginning with footwork, proceeding to hand techniques, and finishing with applications. Additionally, an introduction to some of the various hand positions used in Hung Gar will begin this videotape. To make a fist, curl your fingertips in tightly at each knuckle, locking them with your thumb, leaving no gaps. This fist is known as the sun fist for its similarity to the Chinese character sun, or yat. This fist is known as the flat fist. This is the willow palm. All fingers are pointed straight up and the thumb is locked. This is a finger jab. Note that the fingers are in the same as the willow palm, only the wrist angle changes. This is a chop. The fingers are now at right angles to the forearm. This is a crane's beak hook. The thumb and first 2 fingers are pressed tightly together and drawn in towards the forearm. Here again are the makings for a tight sun fist. Notice that there are no gaps between the fingers. This fist is the flat fist. In the willow palm, there are no gaps either. Note how far the wrist is pulled back. This is the finger jab again, and this is the chop. This is the dragon claw. The fingers are fully extended. This is the tiger claw. The fingers are spread out and curled powerfully. Here, the crane's beak for striking. In this position, the thumb is in line with the forearm. This is the kiasao, or bridge hand. The first finger pointing straight up and the rest are curled in. The feng qiu, or spreading the bridge. The fingers are spread out and pointing up and the thumb is forward. The phoenix eye fist. The thumb locks the first finger. There are no gaps. The panther fist. The thumb serves to lock once again. There are still no gaps between the fingers. Bring your fists up and salute. To the left and then to the right. Bring your fists up to your sides, then double punch up, double block down, crane wing block right high and left low. Start with your feet together. Squat, through left bow into the right cat, step back through the bow into the left cat, feet together, then squat. Here, the three hand techniques are applied. Note how the crane wings block catches the offending fist with the wrist. Block with the left kiasao, then right punch. Block with the left chop, follow with the right chop. Grab and pull with your right, punch with your left and then with your right. Shift to the left cat stance and then lunge into the left bow. Jump back into the left reverse bow, pivot to the left bow, right toe kick, then land in the horse. These applications are directly from the lesson after the kiasao. Note that the last punch Sifu Lam steps back instead of forward only for demonstration to avoid actually hitting his student. Block with the left kiasao, then right punch. Block with the right forearm, then right high block and left chop. Double block to the left, then tiger claw, right hand on top. Step right through the horse to the left bow. Step forward through to horse to right bow. Shift back to horse, then to right bow and arrow stance. This sequence picks up after the right punch. Here the claws grab the opponent's forearm and rake his neck and face. Right flank block, then left flank block, then right palm strike. Grab and pull with your right, chop with your left, block with your right arm high and left arm low. Step back to the right twist, unwind to the horse, then to the left bow. Kick low with the right heel and then step back into the left cat. The first two blocks are made by hooking with the wrist. The last strike is directed to the elbow and knee joints while restraining the wrist joint. Block with the double offset chop, then high with your right fist. Block with a low back fist, kick, block with your left and strike with the right phoenix eye fist. Shift to the left twist stance. Kick high with the right toe and land in the right bow and arrow stance. This block catches the fist at the wrist and elbow. The back fist strikes at the hick hard enough to cause injury. The Phoenix Eye fist targets the neck. Block with your left Gyasao, then right punch. With the right arm, strike with the elbow, bend over and grab, and then back fist. Feet together, then step through horse into left bow. Step forward into the horse, shift to the right bow and arrow stance. This is the Gyasao block and punch combination. On the follow-up techniques, the left hand restrains the opponent's left arm, keeping it between the opponent's right fist and open target. This lesson is a repetition of the sequence of lessons 3, 4, and 5. End facing in the same direction as your second salute, the one to the right from the first lesson. Refer to the complete set demonstration if this is unclear. Circle block to a double palm strike, then repeat in reverse. Double block to the right and then left, then high block with your right, and then pull and push with your palm. Left unicorn step, then right unicorn step. Step diagonally to the left bow, then to the right, then diagonally back to the horse, and shift to the left bow. These circle blocks with the unicorn step covers a variety of attacks. By stepping behind the opponent's leg, this technique can be used as a takedown. This double block closes out the entire left side to attack. The right block pulls the fist down, then strikes the opponent's throat. With your right arm, strike with your elbow, bend over and then grab, then back fist. Jab up with both hands into a two-finger jab. Shift to the horse stance, then to the right bow and arrow. Pivot to the left cat stance. This two-finger strike, sometimes called a sword finger, targets the weak spot in the armpit. Block left with your left forearm. Then left block and jab with your right. Circle your hands in salute, then circle your hands back to your sides. Shift through left twist stance to the right bow and arrow. Step forward to the left cat, and then back, feet together, standing up straight. In blocking this kick, the left forearm deflects while the right hand ensures that the kick does not penetrate. The right jab rides the arm up to the throat. Again, Sifu Lam performs the entire set. Use this sequence to align your footwork. Every set will begin and end on the same position on the floor. If you end up significantly off from your point of origin, some correction must be made. Logar Kin is a quick, combative set. Unlike most of the Hung Gar sets, which contain a series of conditioning exercises that should be practiced with a slow dynamic tension, all of the moves in Logar are applicative to fighting. This set is practiced with a speed and velocity that comes from the desperation of self-preservation. Be true to the meanings of the application.